Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. We're just going to take a moment to let everybody get into the room, and then I'm going to also ask that you keep yourself on mute until we have time for questions and chat. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to also open the chat up to everyone here. Okay, I'm going to give it one more minute before we get started, just to make sure that everyone who wanted to be here today can make it in. Welcome, welcome. So good to see you all and see some familiar names here. Feel free to turn your cameras on if you want, or keep them off. The only thing I ask is that you do have yourself on mute. All right, I'm just muting everybody here. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much for being here today. I'm Dr. Krista Kurlinkus, and today we're going to explore my comprehensive grant writing course, Grant Writing Made Easy. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is get to know you all a little bit. I love to know who's in the room so that I can understand what your needs are and what you're looking for as a grant writer or nonprofit leader, or maybe a grant writing consultant, or maybe you're an academic researcher who is hoping to get some academic research grants. Hey, Karen from Oklahoma, where are you in Oklahoma? I'm in Norman. So I did not know we had a fellow Oklahoman in here. Hi, Antoinette. Good to see you. Hi, Angelina in Connecticut. Okay, keep on introducing yourself. Okay, Karen, you're in Tulsa. Awesome. All right. As you're introducing yourselves, I'm going to go ahead and talk about how to know if you're in the right place. That's one of the most frequent questions I get because people don't know if the course is for them or not. Even with me sharing what all is in the course, it's often more helpful for you all to see, who is the course right for. So you're in the right place if you're a grant writer or nonprofit leader who is struggling to get consistent grant funding for your organization. If that's you, tell me struggling in the chat. Hey, Monica. Hey, Margaret. Hi, George. People from all over. I love it. Paige, Antoinette, you and Paige are in the same state. Okay, so if you feel like you're struggling to get consistent grant funding for your organization, tell me struggling in the chat. Okay, awesome. Deborah in Dayton, Ohio. I went to Ohio State, Deborah. Winifred, hello, you're in Miami. Okay, Antoinette, you're struggling. Okay, thank you for sharing. You are also in the right place if you feel like grants have incredible potential to grow your nonprofit, but you just haven't figured out how to do it yet. So if that is you, let me know in the chat, just say incredible. I'm just looking to see here who realizes the huge potential that grants bring to your organization. Okay. Now, let me know if this is you because you're in the right place. You want to have a system that allows you to quickly put together successful grant applications. If that is you, tell me successful. Okay, George, you said that you recognize it's an incredible opportunity. And now more than ever, like I know everybody's worried about the recession. Now is the time to get into it because there are going to be more opportunities to address the needs that come with the recession. Okay, Margaret is frustrated, figuring out how to start, gotcha. And Winifred said, that's me. Kai said successful, Margaret said successful, awesome. You're also in the right place if you are willing and able. This is a big one, you all. This is a big one. You are willing and able to put in the work that it takes to learn to write grants, hone your craft, and be persistent. This is the #1 sticking point that I see for people is they want to come in, someone give them a template and do it in a day. It doesn't work that way. Grant writing is an entire field unto itself. And learning to write grants is a lifelong skill, which I'll get to that in a minute. So if you are willing to put in the work, and we'll talk later about how many hours you can estimate that this will take to just complete the course. So if you are willing, tell me willing. Tell me willing. And if you're someone here who is with a for-profit, there aren't many for-profit grants, so just know that. But you can still apply these principles to any for-profit grants that you do come across. Okay, Antoinette is willing, Kai willing, Deborah, Margaret, awesome. Okay, because I don't want anybody in here who thinks they're gonna come into the course and I'm gonna write it and do the work for you. I can't. There's too many of you. There are 47,000 people on my list. And often I get emails saying, can you just do it for me? I can't, I literally cannot. So that's why I have this course, is so that you can learn to do it yourself. You are in the right place if you need a supportive community where you can get feedback on your writing, okay? So if you have taken a look at other grant writing courses that are out there, and they are out there, and I recommend that you look into them. If you're not sold on this one, look into them. Maybe it's for you, but I feel confident in telling you to look elsewhere because none of them have the supportive community that we have. So we have over 1,600 active students in Grant Writing Made Easy. And we actually help each other, or nobody helps me at this point, but you know, my other grant writers in my business do, but I provide feedback and revision on grants for our students, okay, within the context of our 2 monthly writing workshops. And then finally, you recognize the value that having grant writing skills adds to your repertoire, okay, and what you can market yourself for when you're applying for jobs, or even if you want to become a grant writing consultant, which a lot of our grant writers in our course eventually do. So if you recognize that value, tell me value. Okay, Margaret, you said you need support. If that's you, say support. Okay, so I want you to think of grant writing not just as something that's going to immediately help you or your nonprofit, but as something that is adding value to your knowledge and your skills. So this is really what it comes down to. And I say this as somebody who takes a ton of courses. I'm in 2 courses right now, one on SEO, search engine optimization, and one that is a general, very big, expensive coaching program for business owners. So I spend $2,000 a month just on that one course alone. I know the value of taking a course, having a supportive community, having coaches that can, you know, meet with you live, you know, during our twice monthly workshops and give you support. So here's the choice that you have today. You can take action or you can maintain the status quo. How many of you right now are happy with the status quo that you're experiencing right now with your funding, your grant funding, with your nonprofit? And grant funding or lack thereof filters down through everything you do in your nonprofit. Okay. So that's what we're here to talk about today is grant writing made easy, what it will do for you, because this is not about the course itself. It's about how it supports you, how it will educate you. Okay, so let's get into it. I just have the pricing here for right now. Sorry, I knew this was going to happen. I've had a cough for a couple of weeks. Okay. So this is Mary Alexander. She is one of those people who put in the work, and despite having all of this success, she still regularly attends our grant writing workshops. Okay. So she said, I wanted to learn phrases and ideas on how to make my story flow. I needed more assistance with my logic model. So Chris's background in English and her writing skills were a big motivating factor for me in signing up. I've received over 490,000 in grants, and I contribute that directly to Krista's, or not directly, but contribute that to Krista's instruction. Before taking Grant Writing Made Easy, I had only won a $2,500 community grant. So that's what I want you all to think about. I was actually having a conversation with someone the other day who said, I feel like nonprofits often, they operate as nonprofits in that they don't think about things as business investments. And you have to invest in your business, and a nonprofit is a business. Whether you recognize that or not, you have to make business investments to make money, to bring in revenue. A nonprofit is not meant to be broke. A nonprofit is not meant to have carryover from fiscal year to fiscal year. You are meant to make money, but the only difference is you're not sharing that with shareholders, or you're not giving a profit distribution to employees. You are holding on to that money and carrying it over year to year to year. You're using it to grow programs. You are putting it back into your community and your cause. And I want to really bring your attention to that. By putting in a $500 investment, Mary Alexander brought in $490,000 in grants. That, I can't do the math in my head, but that's a huge return on investment. And she did it because we gave her a structured, systematic way and support all along the way of applying for these grants. So the ROI, if you put the work in, can be huge. Next, we have Candace Behrens, and I'm showing you this because I want you to know we also teach you how to do international grants. Like the skills that we teach apply to any type of grant that you have. And so she said that she was just awarded a $50,000 international grant. She leaned into everything that she learned in Grant Writing Made Easy, and said that our course was both practical and inspiring. So that's what we get a lot of, is your course is so practical. That's because of my background in teaching writing and my PhD in the teaching of writing. I'm not here to teach you principles that you then have to figure out how to implement on your own. That's not the way to learn to write. The way to learn to write is to teach you the strategies, help you implement the strategies, and then give you feedback on how you implemented the strategies and help you revise, okay? And we do that in several ways. And I just want to let you all know we are going to have time for Q&A, of course. I just want to go through everything that's in the course. I know that it's all written on our sales page, but sometimes you need to hear it, and you need to hear me speak about it because I'm living it every day. Like, I just got off a 90-minute focused work session, which we don't even talk about anywhere on our sales page, but it's for Grant Writing Made Easy members only. So we sit and I hold a focused work session where we just sit together and do work. Okay, so and it's just great to have that support and someone holding you accountable for getting things done. So more than what you'll get in the course, what's most important is what you will create. So you're going to create a comprehensive grant opportunity list. So that's researching grants that you are qualified and eligible for, and then having a list, and you're ready to use that list to actually apply for grants. You're going to write a complete grant proposal that will wow funders. You're going to create an easy system for writing new grant proposals that will save you hundreds of hours. This is the exact system I use with every client. As soon as they get on my retainer, we take them through a process, and we have a bunch of templates to take them through that process, because it's the same every time, no matter who you are, what you do, where you are. We take them through the system because we know it gets results. And then you're going to create a stronger program or project design, or designs if you have multiple, that will help you get bigger grants. Why? Because you can't just write and expect what you're writing about, or you can't expect the writing to be the thing that does all the work. The design of the program, the organization has to also do the work. So if you really need to improve on your design, this course is going to help you do that. We have an entire module on it. So here's what you actually get. So 6 modules, actually should be 7 now. So we have 7 modules. One is a pre-module, that is grant readiness. I used to charge that as a separate course and unto itself. Now I've just added it in. So 6 modules that break down the grant writing process into easy steps and actually take you through the process of writing a grant, so that when you finish the course, you finish the workbooks, your grant is written. It's not like you then have to go apply the principles. Your grant is done. We have 24 instructional videos, core instructional videos, that take you through examples and explain the principles of grant writing in plain language. 300 plus pages of workbooks, templates, cheat sheet, complete with writing exercises to actually help you become a better writer overall, not just for grants. And we have a peer review program. So we have peer review exercises for each grant section, so that you can make effective revisions rather than just like local issues like grammar, punctuation, usage, mechanics. So we're actually teaching you how to revise for content, structure, clarity, all of that. Oh yeah, so that is a $3,300 value unto itself. Now I want to take a pause right here and see if you have any questions so far. Questions so far. There's more we're going to get to, of course, about the structure of the course. Okay, I'll keep going as you all are coming up with your questions. So this is one of our students, Melinda. She messaged me on Facebook after she won a $50,000 NASA grant from the work that we did together. Her first prestigious large grant like that. So that's an example of what you can do. You know, it's not just what you would think of as a standard like foundation grant. You learn how to do all types of grants, including ones like this. And here is Jamie. So she came to us really at the beginning point of grant writing. And I know a lot of people get hired as grant writers with no experience in grant writing. And so this course is for you if that's you. It's also for you if you've been a consultant for years, and we have lots of students like that. So Jamie said she didn't even know what an LOI was, let alone how to submit a grant. So she said she's written 1 grant prior and had 2 major grant wins since. So she had a $2,000 one and a $97,000 one. And she talks about, like I've been kind of hammering home, is that it's not just the course content, it's the support of the group. So we have the twice monthly workshops, the Facebook group where you can come in and ask a question at the 11th hour if you need to and get a response. And then we also have the peer review partnerships. So here's what you get within the course: 24 live writing workshops a year. Most of those last an hour to an hour and a half. What happens is at the beginning of the quarter, I give you the times, dates, and registration link for the workshops. You sign up for them. If you have a piece of writing you want help with, you email it to us, and then we will review it, revise some of it, give you feedback on it live during the workshop. We also do grant searches regularly for people in the workshop. So if you don't have access to a paid grants database yet, we can help you with that during that workshop. Okay. We have our new peer review program. We don't just say, hey, like mention on the Facebook group that you need somebody to review a piece of writing, which is what we used to do. Now we have a form, you fill it out, we match you to a partner according to interest, experience level, and then we send out an introductory email to you both. And then from there on, you all can develop your peer review relationship. And you can see on this page, we also have an hour-long video showing you how to do effective peer reviews. And we have templates for you to fill out so you can do reviews for each other. And then we have, of course, everybody has a Facebook group, but this one is our private one. So we have a public facing one, and then we have a private one where we do more like back and forth, tips and advice, Q&A. So you also get access to that. We also have our own discount codes to GrantStation and to Instrumental. We use both in my grant writing consultancy. So we provide discounts to you for both. When you total them together, it's a $650 value of discounts, which is more than we're charging for the course. So the total course value, all the things I've just shown you here, the total is $10,247. And I'm really firm in that number because I see what else is out there and what is on offer and how we stack up to even university and graduate programs in this same area. I go and sometimes guest lecture at those graduate programs because they don't have anybody who can teach this the way that we teach it. Oftentimes you're getting people in those programs who are practitioners and have never been educated in how to teach writing, which is an entire field. So it's hard to teach writing. And so that when I tell you this number, I'm not inflating anything. This is based on market research. And then here is Mandy King, one of our Grant Writing Made Easy members. And she was coming in struggling with a financial track record that was messy. And honestly, that's how a lot of people come into this, right? A lot of times you'll come in with not knowing how to put together an organizational budget, not knowing what records you should have to submit with grants. And we help with that. We have an entire module about budgets. So she said that she got $70,000 in grants just that first year, coming from not having any experience with getting grants. And so, not only is this helping you get the job done and helping you get funding, it's giving you confidence and it's giving you skills that, Mandy, for example, can take and show her employer and say, hey, I have this skill now. Maybe she needs a raise, right? Like I'm always thinking about how not only are you going to benefit your nonprofit, but if you are working for someone, you can financially benefit from this as well. And like I said, a lot of our students, maybe they work for a nonprofit, but they don't have a non-compete agreement or anything, and they can actually be grant writers for other nonprofits on contract. So that is something to think about as well. Okay, this is Dr. Melissa Baralt. So she is an academic researcher. So none of her grants with us that she applied for or nonprofit grants, they're all academic research. So far, she's won $660,000 in academic research grants since taking Grant Writing Made Easy. And she's an OG. She started with us in 2016. So she's been with us a long time. And I really appreciate her recommendation because I know my husband's a tenure professor, and he will attend his university's grant sessions, training sessions, and he's like, the last one he went to, he said, I just left in the middle because it was so bad. And he was like, I know what's in your course. And I was like, why am I bothering? Why am I bothering with this? Because a lot of times, again, even more so than what I just talked about, like the folks teaching you grant writing in universities are not actually have no experience writing grants whatsoever, and they don't know how to teach writing either. So if you're an academic, this can also be a very supportive place for you as well. So I'm asking you to think about this genuinely. I know I'm not trying to blow any smoke. I'm asking you really, what would it be worth to you to have, for example, 2 live workshops per month during which you can get feedback on your grant drafts or with grant searches? Tell me, how much would that be worth in the comments in the chat? And this is just a little snapshot of one of our sessions. Okay, I just skipped forward. Sometimes this app does that. Okay. How much or what would it be worth to know for sure you're taking the right steps toward getting grant funding rather than just trying to piece together a strategy from a bunch of blogs and free downloadable like 5-page workbooks? How much would it be worth to know, to have a system that you can follow and say, okay, if I implement this step by step, the way Krista lays it out, we're going to do well? Let me know in the chat. What would it be worth to have a community of grant writers from around the country who are supportive, knowledgeable, and there for you? What would that be worth? And what would it be worth to finally start winning grant awards? Or if you are already winning grant awards, increase the amount and number of awards you win, or get better funding, get more prestigious funding that will continue year after year? What would that be worth? And what would it be worth to sleep well at night? This is a big one, the mental and emotional toll that having a struggling nonprofit in terms of finances has on you. So what would it be worth to sleep well at night and plan big things for your nonprofit, because you know you have the cash flow you need to sustain and grow? And what would it be worth to develop a lifelong skill set that puts you in high demand in a wide variety of fields? Okay, so here is a quote from Amanda LaFleur, former executive director of IAPMD, talking about how even though they had written grants before and won a few, they hadn't won a big prestigious grant. So after taking the course, they got 2 large grants from the Patty Brisbane Foundation, very prestigious, polling almost 90K. And she just said she would absolutely recommend this course to someone who wants to learn to write grants. So the total course value again is $10,247. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is, if you're ready to join us, I'm going to share the link with you to join in the chat. Okay, now I'm just going to check in on the chat right now. Vita, okay, you said you need a review. You've submitted this grant twice since 2019, providing the required information, have not even received a response. I hate that. I have a problem with that person, with that grant maker. If they don't even respond and say, we've received it, or you've been denied it, to me, that's so unprofessional. That's so unfair. And I'm sorry. I hate that for you. We do teach how to develop funder relationships in the course. That's part of module 1. So if that's something that you really want to work on, this might be the course for you. Oh, Margaret, thank you. You said, I don't even know how to put a monetary value on all of this. Thank you. So I have, again, put the link in there. Oh my gosh, James, that has happened to you with federal grants. That's shocking and appalling. I've only had that happen once with a federal grant, and it was to, I forget, it was like the US Embassy to Haiti. It was such a bad experience all around. Like, they were so disorganized, and I hate to see that. But that's something you have to learn to navigate sometimes. It was through DHHR. Oh my gosh, that's awful. I'm sorry, James. And the other good thing is you get to commiserate with other grant writers and talk about these issues that are very, unfair, unequal. But we have strategies for dealing with it, workarounds, advice for responding when that kind of thing happens. So that link in the chat is going to take you straight to the checkout page. If you want to look more at the sales page that has more detail on what's in the course, it's all the same stuff that I've gone over here, plus some more testimonials. Other things you might want to know is that this course is CFRE pre-approved. So if you are looking to get your CFRE certification, that's Certified Fundraising Executive, it's approved for 8 continuing education points. And I'm also a Grant Professionals Association approved trainer. Vita, yeah, we help with all types of grants. So private foundation, corporate foundation, local community foundation, federated foundations, state, county, federal, international. What the concepts that we teach apply to all of them. And if you want to bring a draft of that for a review, we'll be happy to review it during one of the workshops. Okay, so if you decide to join today, I want you to know you're going to get immediate access. So this is not a cohort-based model. This course is evergreen, which means you get in today, you log in, and you start doing the work. When I buy a new course, I start that day. And I highly recommend you all do that because it gets the momentum going. We'll also send you regular emails. We have a long email sequence for new students. So we keep nurturing you and making sure you're showing up, telling you where things are, making sure you know when workshops are, all of that. So you log in, and then there you are, you're inside the course, and this is exactly what it looks like. So now I'm actually going to take you step by step through the course so you can see what it really looks like inside. Jen said, how many hours of training do I need before I can be certified? For CFRE, I'm not sure how many hours it is. Ours is not a certification per se. It's just meant to be a training course. You can get a certificate at the end, but our course can be applied to other certifications. All right, so now I'm going to share my screen so you can see what the inside of this course looks like. As I'm taking you around, please feel free to ask questions in the chat. This is your chance to do so. Okay, Lavanya, actually go ahead. What's your question? We can go for it right now if you want to turn your mic on and speak.
No, it was a mistake. I apologize.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Okay, so you can keep your questions in the chat for now as I go through this, and then I'll come back and you'll have the opportunity to turn your mics on. Okay, so again, I've already gone over exactly what you get inside the course, but there it is again. When you log in, you can click right here at the top and go straight to the course content, or you can see it down here as well. We start with a welcome module where I tell you how to sorry, someone sent me a direct message. George, try the other link. That is not correct. Okay, so we have a welcome right here, and here's the thing. We have transcripts that auto scroll, or you can do closed captioned on everything, and you can make all of the videos large. This one, for some reason, went wide. I don't know why, but this is really to help you get into the course, figure out where to start. We have a start here workbook that you can download. So all the downloads are going to be at the bottom of the page. We have the Facebook group link. We have the take the initial survey link so that we can get to know you a little bit better. And then also we offer course completion certificates. All you have to do is screenshot. So it's based on the honor system. But if you screenshot this and tell us that you're done and you would like a certificate, whether it's for your portfolio, for work, whatever, we'll send you a customized one with your name on it. Okay, so you can either click the next button down here, or you can go up to any of these and click on that. We do have a student code of conduct. This is important. Demonstrate respect and courtesy to others. Do the work, cooperate with us, be open to feedback and guidance, and respect everybody's intellectual property, okay? So those are very important things that we've, over the years, realized we needed to add to make sure that it's a supportive, open learning environment. Here's the peer review partnership area. You take this survey, we match you. And then we have the peer review worksheets all right here. Then we have an introduction to grants. So that's where we actually start getting into the content of what does it mean to apply for a grant. Then we have our pre-module with everything you need to know to get grant ready. So this used to be a separate course. It was a $200 live cohort model based course. And we just took it and put everything in here. So you get the full workbook, charitable organization requirements state by state, and the videos. So there's 4 different videos. Then we have module 1, grant search and planning. I'm not going to go in that one because it has secret discount codes in it that are only for members of the course. So I'm going to go to the next one, which once you go to module 2 through 6, there's one long video versus several short videos on different topics. So one long video teaching you how to do that specific section of a grant. So that looks like this. There's going to be a video and there's going to be a workbook that goes along with the video. And actually, let me show you the workbook. I'll share my whole screen so you can actually see it when it pops up as a PDF. Okay. And it's a big workbook, so it's taking a moment to download. So none of these workbooks are like 5-page fill in the blank workbooks. There's a ton of content, and then we do have some fill in the blank stuff. We also have an organizational history generator that literally all you have to do, and I still can't believe I figured out how to do the formulas in Google Sheets, but you fill in the blanks with your information right here. Okay, most of it's not even full sentences. Okay, and we have this as an example. And then it pops out 3 different versions of an organizational history for you over here. Pretty cool. I'm still really proud that I made that thing. And to use it, you just hit file, make a copy or download, and then you can use it. Okay, where am I? I need to get back into the main page here. Okay, so history and mission. This is a 45-page workbook. It's all clickable, so you can click on these and it'll take you to the section that you want to go to. And it gives you the strategies, the principles, and then it gives you examples and then spaces to write your own. Gives you little activities to help you understand, for example, how to use storytelling to create a succinct and compelling vision. Okay, so that is all right here. And then we have sample, organizational histories, places for you to collect stories, how to use narrative structure, additional questions you might be asked, and how to address those. Then we have for academic researchers, how to do individual histories, because for that, you're not giving the history of your academic institution, you're giving the history of your research. So that's in here as well. And also it applies to artists, okay? So we have a way to fill that out here. So that's just one workbook. You have 8 workbooks like that. Okay, so now let me go back to, where am I here? Sorry, too many windows. Oh, I think I need to go back here. I need to hit the back button, that'll take me there. So we have that, and then we have, in addition, we have a video transcript down here, example organizational histories from different types of organizations, from different types of grants, from foundation, state, federal, international. And then we have the peer review sheets here. So I'll just show you an example of what that looks like. Again, to help you give substantive feedback rather than surface level feedback, and to get it as well. So you'll exchange this document with your partner, and then you'll go through and answer these questions to give them feedback. So that's basically what modules 1 through 6 look like. Then we have bonuses on nonprofit financials. So we have a video from a fractional CFO, advice on how to manage your nonprofit financials. We have info on submitting grants on grants.gov. Yes, they have free videos on there, but they're not very well done. They're difficult to follow. Sorry, grants.gov. So we have our own. We have a strategic planning workbook. We have your discounts here, external resources you might need, 30 days of writing exercises just to improve as a writer overall. And then we have our writing workshops page. So this is where you can go in and see all of the upcoming dates. And you can click on those and get that sent to your calendar. We also have the Zoom links below, and then we have the recordings of the prior workshops. We try to keep about 6 months and no more in here so that people don't get overwhelmed. Okay, let's see what else we can go for here. We have an advanced grant writing section, one on academic research grants, one on state, federal, and international. Those are just examples. And then we have an affiliate program. We only allow people who are in the course or have taken the course to be affiliates. And then you can manage your subscription if you join under the monthly plan. So there's a $250 option, $250 today, $25 a month to follow. If you ever want to close that or find out how to close that, you can do that here. And then we have feedback surveys sprinkled throughout, plus at the very end. Okay, that was a lot. So let me know what your questions are. Thank you, Angelina. George, did you ever get the link to work? And if not, what I'll do is I'll share a different link with you. That should take you right to the checkout page. I'm going to share that for everybody. And I also want to make sure that if you have questions, you ask them now, because you have me here now, so I'm happy to answer. Vita said that, are you already a member? I think you're already a member. Yeah, so if you ever need support from us, the best way to get it is email support@grantwritingmadeeasy.com so that you can just get your login information again. Okay. George, you said you got blocked. Our websites are not in the category of intimate apparel and swimwear. So I don't know. That's what his message to me said. So I don't know why that would be. And we have an SSL certificate, so our site is safe to use, but it sounds like you have a work computer that's blocking you on certain types of websites. So that might be it. Okay, other questions? Like I said, you have me here. So please ask away. You can either go in the chat or turn your mic on. Margaret says, my nonprofit idea is still in the concept stage. Do I need to have something more concrete in place for this course? I recommend that, yes. I recommend that you have the concept and you have started getting ready. Maybe even you have already applied for your 501c3. Okay, awesome. Thank you, George. Other questions? Okay, as I wait on your questions, I'm going to share the screen again. All right. You're welcome, George. Okay. Other questions? I see some of you here are trying to connect. Alicia? Oh, Margaret, thank you. Yeah, I don't want anybody to get in the course before they're really ready. So maybe just keep this on the back burner for when you're ready. I mean, you could work through some of it to help you get your mission history together, your statement of need, and your program design if you want. But, you know, as far as getting grants, I really like to say have those things in place, be registered. Alicia, were you able to turn your mic on or no? It looked like you were trying to. It looks like you're muted. Or maybe you didn't want to.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I am just getting online, so I'm
Oh.
waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we started at 1 Central, so we're kind of near the end, but I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the course.
Okay.
Now I'm going to ask you all a question, which is, what is your next step? What is your next step for getting grant funding? I want to see where you all are. And if you don't know what your next step is, just let me know. If a lot of you are not sure what your next step is, then the course is probably a good place for you all to start. Because it does really give you a path forward, a step-by-step guide to getting started. Okay, Jen, awesome. Signing up for your course. Yeah, and so, you know, my course is meant for you, whether you're brand new to grants or you have 20 years of experience. And I'm not just saying that, I'm telling you based on what my students have told me, and the students who are in the class range from people who have never written a grant to grant writing consultants who've won millions. Why are they in the course? Not necessarily because they need education on the basics of grant writing. What they need is a formula, a path, and they use our materials and take their clients step by step through the process to get better results. They also come to the live writing workshops twice a month and get their work reviewed. So we have consultants in there all the time getting their work reviewed because, you know, they're a one-person team and they don't have someone reviewing their work, which is extremely important when it comes to writing, is that you have a second set of eyes, another brain working on your argument, and everything in a grant is an argument because you're so close to it often that you can't see what's missing. You can't see what an outsider would be asking or thinking. So that is why really experienced people join, and then people who are starting from, you know, this is day one for them of writing grants, you know, they get a guide that tells them all the information they need. And I will just kind of end this by telling you all why I created this. Back in 2016, 2015, sorry. I was a development director at a nonprofit, had just finished up my PhD, was finishing it up actually as I was serving as a development director. And you know, development directors, their jobs are kind of bifurcated. You've got the fundraising, schmoozing, donors side, and the grant writing side. Sitting in your office, doing the research, doing the writing, that was my jam. I did not like the schmoozing with donors part whatsoever. I'm in Oklahoma, and it just wasn't my crowd, wasn't my vibe. And then I realized after several events that I had a very toxic workplace. And I was like, I've got to get out of here. Okay. So on a Saturday, I sent in my resignation email, and that same day I filed for my LLC to have a grant writing business. And then I've just been doing this ever since. So I started in 2015, and there were a lot of things about grant writing I did not know. I had won, and I had applied for grants through that job, and I had done academic research grants and been successful. But there's so much in the grant writing world. There are so many different types of grants, so many things I didn't know, just basic information that I wanted to get a handle on. So I got out my little Kindle, bought every grant writing book I could find on Amazon, and was really dissatisfied with what was out there because I knew that a lot of it was just very generalized. And I bet some of you have found that in your research online. Things are very generalized, not specific, and not teaching you how to write. It's just telling you concepts. So I was like, I can do better than this. I can help people learn these things. So started my business in 2015. In 2016, I launched a pilot program of grant writing made easy. And it's been around ever since. And I've just kept revising it and building on it. What you see now is nothing like what it used to look like. But, and I've seen the success that my students have had when they show up, when they do the work. And I continue myself to write for clients. It's me and one other person right now, and well, one full-time grant writer and a consultant working on grants for our clients with a wide range of areas of interest and a wide range of types of grants. So right now we have clients who do work in Africa and are doing international grants, including UN grants, and just got one and have won several before with us. We have clients who are doing workforce and educational or workforce development and training. They just won a $1.3 million federal grant that we wrote for them, and are on their way, hopefully, to win some more. We have a client that is a kind of like a heritage organization that provides support for a particular demographic, and they just have started winning a bunch of foundation grants with us. We do performing arts grants, state and federal level. So I think that's another key is if you're looking at people who are teaching grant writing, you want to work with somebody, you want to learn from somebody who is currently practicing, because grants change a lot. Expectations change from year to year, season to season. Margaret, you're cracking me up. You said, I deeply appreciate your down-to-earth approach rather than a pie in the sky, live your best blingy life. Y'all, I'm not blingy. I have on a black button up, but I'm also wearing sweatpants right now. I'm not glamorous. To me, the glamour is helping folks get funding for causes that are near and dear to them and to us. Seeing people be served, knowing we've made a difference in the world, and personally being able to hire a team, pay a good wage, give them benefits, and be able to do whatever I want to do on a day-to-day basis. Like come here and talk to you all. Like I just planned this 2 days ago, and now I'm here talking with you all. And that's just kind of my dream. I just had a 90-minute work session today with Grant Writing Made Easy members that it's not part of our program. I just wanted to do it. I like it. It's fun. We sit down, we have 30-minute work chunks with 5-minute breaks in between, and we just sit there and work together. Where else are you going to get that? I just love it. And I love the people in the course so much. And it's always a joy and always lifts me up to interact with you all. Okay, that was my little spiel. I'm not living my best blingy life, but I'm enjoying the life I want, and you can do, whatever version of that you want for you, you can do it too. Thank you, George. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. All right, 3 minutes left. I'll stop rambling and see if you have any questions. Awesome, Vita. You have a message from the governor's office. Cool. I love it. And I love hearing about your successes. Other questions? Margaret, Karen, Winifred, Vita, Antoinette, Jason, Imani. I'm here for you to answer questions. And I'll ask you all, if you haven't signed up yet, what do you need to know that you don't yet know? Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Vita. Have a great day. Okay, so it looks like we don't have any more questions. Okay, Margaret has one. Will I be able to contact you once I have a concrete organization? Absolutely. I hope to still be here in the world as long as I'm here. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. All right, Winifred, thank you so much. I've enjoyed speaking with you all. And if you think of any follow-up questions that you have, I'm gonna, again, just share my email. Make sure I spelled everything correctly. So you can email support if you have any other questions. Remember, Monday is the last day to join Grant Writing Made Easy. We used to have it open all the time. Now we have join periods, then we close registration, and then we don't open it for a while again. All right, thank you all so much. I appreciate you and all that you do to put good out into the world. And I really, really hope to see you in the course soon. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend and a great Halloween.